This is Inner Child, a Remaking You session, spoken by Elswith. For this session, I want you to be sure that you can be in a spot where you're comfortable. In bed or on a chair, sofa, out in the grass, whatever works for you is fine. You will want privacy. You'll want to be able to focus on the work that we're doing. This session is about rediscovering you. It should leave you feeling positive and wonderful, and also make you open to my silly bedtime stories. Alright, so let's begin. We are going to use an induction that focuses on balancing. So now, I would like you to focus your attention to a point located just above the top of your head, so that you may begin to see a bright violet ball of light glowing from that area. See the light swirling in a clockwise direction, eliminating any unwanted negativity and allowing positivity to take its place. Notice the sensations that you feel. Your senses spring to new life, and you start to experience your favorite sounds, smells, tastes, sights, and feeling. You start to feel vibrant and energetic, happy and positive, with a sense of well-being all over. As you become more relaxed with every breath, I would like you to center all of your attention to a point located on the middle of your forehead, so that you may begin to see a bright indigo light glowing from that area. And now you may feel that point start to tingle ever so slightly. See the indigo light getting brighter, feeling it releasing any unwanted negativity and allowing positivity and a gentle healing to enter that point, making you feel calm and centered, happy and positive, with a balanced state of mind. And now, I would like your attention to wander to the area at the front of your throat, so that you may envision a beautiful blue light glowing from that area. See the light become brighter. Notice all the sensations you're feeling here, releasing any unwanted negativity, clearing any blockages you may have, and allowing positive energy to enter, sending you a gentle and warm feeling to that area, making you feel light and free, happy and positive, and able to communicate expressively in a positive way. Focus your attention to the area around your heart. As you begin to relax, your increasing state of awareness grows stronger. You imagine the color pink glowing around your heart. As you start to open your heart you start to experience a sense of love all around you, filling you with joy and happiness, making you feel warm inside, safe and secure. You naturally release any unwanted pain or heartache as you start to find it easier to express love and kindness all around you. You are feeling so deeply relaxed now. As you start to focus all of your attention to a point just below your heart, you see a bright yellow ball of light swirling gently in a clockwise direction, so that you may feel a release of tension coming from that area. And now imagine the feeling of peace and serenity flowing through all of your body. Picture the wonderful feeling and sensations as they move through you and around you. As you relax even further, you become lighter, more relaxed and positive. You feel more confident and have a strong feeling of self-worth and self-assurance. And now, I would like you to move your attention to a spot just above the belly button, a bright sphere of orange swirling in any direction that works for you. Feeling the warmth glowing, a wonderful sensation that makes you feel good inside. A feeling of calm and tranquility. You feel a strong sense of self-respect and a feeling of love for yourself. For you are an amazing creature. You are one who chooses to submit, who chooses to give freely, who chooses to be open in the most intimate of ways. And now, focus strongly your attention on that orange ball as you send it thanks and say goodbye. Now center your attention to an area at the base of your spine. Imagine a large red circle covering that area. And now, you start to become and feel more confident in every aspect of your life. You feel courageous, spontaneous as you experience a sense of happiness in everything you do. You see the beautiful, vibrant red circle, helping you feel more balanced and grounded, more able to take on life's challenges or Mistress's challenges. And you are feeling grateful for all of life's experience. And so now that you feel relaxed and open and healed and wonderful, let's move on and let's talk about how every one of us has an inner child locked away inside of us, put there long ago during our real childhood, when maybe we were forced to hide our true feelings and emotions. Or perhaps for you, this inner child is one that you have come in contact with. And for now in this session, you simply want to explore and learn more, especially with me, especially with your mistress who understands and celebrates this part of you. Your inner child has always been a creative, curious and playful being with a desire to belong. Like an untrained puppy, it might sometimes leap up in places it shouldn't, hoping to be rewarded by a pat or a kind word. But instead, on receiving a reprimand, slouched back to its corner with its tail between its legs. Eventually, the puppy learned obedience and curtailed much of its inquisitiveness, trotting instead by its mistress's side, doing as it was told, but maybe losing an important part of its individuality. Just like the puppy, sometime in your childhood you were forced to abandon your childish notions and behavior because some adult decided that you needed to grow up. And not knowing any better, you obeyed them because that is what children do. Of course, in many ways, this was good as it taught you important social skills and prepared you for the reality of life. But at the time, those adults didn't realize the effect it would have later on in your adult life. They didn't know how you felt when you hid your feelings of rejection, hurt, or other negative emotions. How could they? And perhaps, for your part, you didn't tell them. After all, it's quite common for children, and indeed many adults, to contain their feelings and suffer in silence, not wishing to impose themselves upon others. But you know, and you have found a place where your thoughts and feelings are expected to be freely shared with your mistress, your empress, your goddess. These thoughts and feelings are not meant to be stuffed under a rug, ignored. Instead, I welcome them. And so we can begin this, finding this, exploring this, or perhaps simply introducing me to that inner child of yours. You might well wonder why adults feel compelled to encourage children to modify their behavior or stifle the creative side of their nature. Why can't children act like children? Why can't adolescents revert to childlike behavior? Why must adults always behave like adults? The answer is because society expects it. And adults control our behavior because that's what happened to them during their own childhood. And they believe that is the correct way to nurture children and help them to grow into responsible adults. Perhaps you were told not to be silly when you gave your opinion as a child, or even that children should be seen and not heard. Maybe you received negative reactions instead of praise when you did something right. Or perhaps the adults in your life constantly commented on or criticized your mistakes and perceived failures. I'm willing to bet that if you think hard enough, you will remember a time when you also told at least one other person to grow up, because they were behaving in a manner which either offended or embarrassed you. But why should anyone have to change their behavior just to suit another person's expectations? If the person doesn't consent and doesn't wish to change, should the expectations of the other person be enough to make them? Shouldn't these changes happen with full consent? Because these types of put-downs can leave mental scars deep within our psyche, which are detrimental to our growing up process. They contribute toward shaping our character and can lead to people feeling less motivated and at odds with themselves when it comes to coping with life. Perhaps starting things and going for them and then finding they don't finish. Or finding that unless another person is pushing them on and on and on, that their performance wanes. So to get the best out of your life, you need to re-establish contact with your inner child. Invite it forward and listen carefully to what your inner child has to say. Listen and learn more about your potential. Learn how to release those suppressed and repressed emotions and feelings, and finally make your inner child happy and playful again. Listen and understand why your inner child was unhappy and help it find ways of resolving that unhappiness. Listen and respond in the way that you would have loved to have been responded to at the time those events originally occurred. Now is your chance to find and fix any and all negative feelings and emotions that your inner child has been suffering from. To do this, I want you to go back in your mind now. Go back to a time when you were experiencing the issues that have been bothering you recently. You might need to go back to somewhere between 3 and 8 years of age. If so, just let your mind wander gently back in time, sifting carefully through the memories of the past, as though there is no such thing as time. Let your mind travel back now and see or feel or experience or simply sense yourself becoming smaller and younger and smaller. It may feel as though you're swirling or traveling over the bridge of time. You might experience yourself on a vast beach with the ocean before you and the sands of time to the left and the right, representing your past and your future. Whichever method you decide, just allow yourself to drift gently back now, back to when you're there as that young child again. Now visualize yourself watching a huge screen with a movie being shown on it. You are standing there in that house where you lived, the home that you knew as a very young child. Look around the room. Notice how it looks. see the window, the table, the door, perhaps some shelves or a cupboard or other furniture. See yourself as a small child. Notice your hairstyle and see what you are wearing. How high do you come to? And what are you doing? Perhaps you have a toy or a favorite game or book. Or maybe you're with someone else. If so, notice this other person and know their relationship to you. How do you feel? Are you upset or happy? Identify a time when something bothered you, but you had to suppress your feelings or emotions. And as you watch your child self on the screen, know that during the whole of this experience, the you that is here, listening to me at this present moment in time, will not, I repeat, will not experience any distress at watching your inner child. Instead, there will be feelings of calm and curiosity because you really want to learn more about your inner child and how to help it and get to know it better. And as you see or sense yourself at the time something really bothered you, perhaps you were experiencing strange feelings. Are you aware of what's happening? You may be frightened or upset, or there may be other deeper emotions. I want the adult you, who is here now, listening to me, to go back and visit that young, innocent inner child. See yourself as you are now, stepping forward to meet your younger self. Introduce yourself to your inner child and quickly make friends with your child self. Put your arms around them, embracing them warmly and comforting them. Listen to your inner child's concerns and tell it that you understand. Reassure your inner child that you know they did their very best because you know it. They had always done their very best. Tell your inner child that from now on you will be there for it whenever your child may need you. All it needs to do is to knock on the door of your subconscious mind, and you will instantly be there to calm and comfort, offer reassurance and guidance. The more you listen to your inner child, the more you learn. And if anything should start to bother you again in the future, whether it is in your dreams, your daydreams, or thoughts, know that you can go back inside and contact your inner child to find out exactly what the problem or problems might be. You now know that you can pinpoint and correct whatever it is that's causing you concern with the help and guidance of your inner child. And at last your life will become lower stress and a wonderful, enjoyable experience. Now, what may happen in the future is that sometimes you just get that gut feeling that you want to go inside for a short while and revisit your inner child self. And although consciously you may not be aware that you are with your inner child, the deepest part of your mind experiences a feeling of total unity within. And this creates beneficial sensations of harmony, joy, contentment, and inner peace. Or you may decide to consciously visit, perhaps in a headspace, a shared daydream, or another way of bringing the inner child forward, or perhaps choosing to experience life again for a little while in a safe place as that inner child. A place where you know that nothing bad can happen, and you can simply explore again with true wonder and inquisitiveness. Notice how you now feel differently about any and all feelings and emotions which may have been troubling you. Having made friends now with your inner child, you instinctively sense that from now on, everything is going to be fine. Everything will all work out for the best as your subconscious mind continues to protect you in a way that allows you to develop your full adult potential. And now, it is time to say goodbye to your inner child. Firmly assure your child that you will come back and visit, just like your inner child can visit you. And perhaps, if you are one of those special people who knows how to create a headspace, a world, a place, an imagining there inside of you, perhaps over the next few hours or days or even weeks, you'll find yourself creating a place, carefully cultivating somewhere that your inner child can feel wonderful. And maybe as you go, you'll decide to bring forward playmates, companions, whimsical creatures for your little child to have, to experience. Think back. What would you have liked to have found in your world as a child? Maybe perhaps it's a large, well, large to you, dragon in the corner of the kitchen. A friendly one, maybe just one that only you can see, or maybe everyone can, and they know that it is your beloved pet. Or perhaps instead, maybe you would like a little pixie, one that rides around in your pocket that you can talk to or play games with. Or maybe instead it would be a friendly tree outside, one that always has the perfect place for you to put your feet and hands as you climb up, and the perfect limb for you to rest on. You, or this inner child. Maybe your inner child doesn't even share the same name as you. Can you listen? Can you hear what that friendly tree calls that child that's climbing it? wonderful daydream, a wonderful adventure, available for you anytime you want to close your eyes and be there. But now, as you return to normal awakening consciousness, bring back with you new learnings, new possibilities, new adventures, creativity, things to explore. Now say goodbye for now as I continue to help you to come back to full awakening. I'll count from 1 to 5, and at the count of 5, you will be wide awake, feeling already wonderfully invigorated, ready to allow these suggestions to work for you, ready to be creative and do something that you might not have considered before or had and never had the permission to do so. I give you permission. 1, 2, 3, eyelids beginning to flicker. 4, eyes opening. 5, eyes open, wide awake, mind and body returning to normal. Well done.